We'll do it live. Honestly, it's crazy. You say something?
Hi, guys.
Shut up. Hey, guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell, one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo.
Hey, guys. I'm Ashley Engle, the other half. Welcome to episode 126 of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcast. One mic mishap later, and here we are. We figured out that if I speak directly into my computer, it's better. Just a minute.
Yeah, sorta better. But you know, guys, better is a sliding scale when it comes to the content that we provide at this podcast. But you know, at the end of the day, the 6 of you that listen, if 5 of you are disappointed, all I care about is that one. One lost podcast listener. And if I bring it back to the flock, then we've done it. See,
we've done it.
Biblicisms.
Amen, brother.
Okay.
Listen, guys, we are recording remote again today, remotely, because Brandon is a little under the weather, and I don't know. There's germs floating around, and I just don't want to risk it. I may be sick too. Who knows? But we're just trying to be extra careful. So apologies if the audio quality is not the best. Again,
anytime Ashley says, "Hey, I'm feeling kind of sick," as long as you're willing to brave it, I'll come over and podcast. And I say, you come on over. I'm here. You come on over. And today I hinted that I was feeling a little bit down, and she was like, and she just started throwing holy waters on me. And okay, bye. I'm gonna just you're actually at a house farther away from your normal house. You got an Airbnb, so you could be even more miles away. Yeah, you traveled 2 counties over so that you could not catch whatever it is that I have.
I'm not doing it. I reject it. I rebuke it.
I rebuke you.
I have been howling today, and she'll probably kill me for telling you this, but I have been getting text, like videos and pictures of dear friend Heather, who has had her first ever colonoscopy this morning.
Okay,
And
did
our
not
dear
know
friend-
this was the direction we were going. Here we go. This
No.
is normally a Brandon segment.
This is 45. Here we are. And our dear friend Julie took her this morning and is the culprit taking the videos. And she just keeps sending all these videos of Heather like coming out of anesthesia. And it's awesome. It is what my heart needed today. And if I thought that she wouldn't disown me, I would share them with the listeners, but I shan't.
There are a few things that bring
Because I
me
know
more.
you love them too.
I love anesthesia
Okay.
videos.
Oh, yeah.
No. I love anesthesia. That's it. Just so just so everyone knows, I'm really into anesthesia.
Propofol.
No, it's probably my favorite Disney animated feature, Anesthesia. I thought she was very charming. The story of the red-headed wench. What's the story of Anesthesia? It's snowy and she's on a train, right?
She sleeps the whole movie.
It's it. It's Sleeping Beauty, but Russian. And she's... It's fine. It's 8 hours long, and
They wake her up for one song, and she falls asleep in the middle.
And the song is about how she wants a classic triple with cheese from Wendy's and a Frosty, and then she falls back asleep.
Into a twilight sleep.
That's it. No, I quite like anesthesia videos because there's some of me out there, and they're pretty great. I mean, it's you can't be held responsible. Nothing you say or do. It's great.
And honestly, knowing Heather the way that we do, I think she would probably be supportive of us sharing. But I'm not going to do that to her. If she ever comes on here and says, "Hey, pull those up, let's share them," then by all means. But today it's just giving me little.
Well, I mean, listen, it's gotten me buzzing in my head with an idea because with her Broadway background, we might be able to cobble together a version of Anesthesia for her to put on off Broadway.
2 counties over.
2 counties over. Come on down to the Medill Playhouse, where we're gonna put on the world's first showing of Anesthesia the musical. It's just a bunch of garbled nonsense, and Heather just falls into the front row face first. You sat in the splash zone, dummies. Dude, just right into the orchestra pit. Just tubas everywhere. Here,
And there's legs kicking out of a tuba.
she falls straight into a timpani. It just rips right through the head of it. Anesthesia.
I love it. And you have to be at least 45 to play the lead in that one.
Yeah, because I
Because it's
don't.
about a princess who has a colonoscopy.
Dude, Anesthesia, the newest Broadway musical starring a 45-year-old Principessa who gets a colonoscopy. No, I don't.
An aria, kind of.
She sings part of it, and then she falls firmly asleep, face first into the orchestra pit.
And her friends are off stage filming her and posting to the internet.
Cut, print, check the gate, moving on. How do we get this approved? Heather, the minute we get her to sign on, it's
Use your
greenlit.
contacts. Anyway, what you been up to this week or weekend? I feel like last week was the longest week that in recent memory. I really
Really?
do. Yes. Yes.
I had a shorter week. I had a trip out of town with some friends, and so I was gone Thursday and Friday. So my week was really Monday through Wednesday. So it wasn't quite as long. I mean, because I got to go away and hang out. But yeah, no, went down to Sulphur, Oklahoma with a couple of buddies, Ted and Cody.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Sunshine State. Beautiful. Beautiful country out there in Sulphur.
It really is.
But no, it really is. Yeah, I just got a little cabin and hung out and took some music stuff up there and played around and played some video games and cooked some food and just did a little buddies weekend. It was great.
I love that. Also, your modeling shoot with Brass Tack Provisions.
Yeah.
Listen, you looked great.
Well, I
And
appreciate
don't
that.
let that be like surprise that you're picking up on. No, I'm just
Oh,
saying.
no,
you look
I'm not
great.
surprised. Were you surprised? Are you saying that you should sound surprised?
No,
Listen. What is this
looks
now?
good.
What?
Here's the thing about you, Brandon. You can wear some clothes. You can.
Well, much to my chagrin, if I could walk around not wear. The sentence I want to hear is, Brandon, you cannot wear some clothes.
Sign me up.
Sign me
Listen,
up.
they had you in a shirt with
Yep.
with tigers on it.
They sure did.
That was nice.
It's a great shirt, and I'll tell you this, it's very comfortable. My problem is so I played a thing there on Saturday and they paid me, but I just put the money back in and bought a shacket from
Yeah,
them.
it's shacket season.
But I didn't buy the tiger shirt, despite how much I like the tiger shirt, and I'll tell you why. It's not because I don't love the tiger shirt. It's just not as versatile a garment
Right.
as a shacket would be for me at this stage in my life. I don't find myself going to enough soirees that call for a tiger shirt. Now for the
get it.
shoot, I'm here for it. But I'm not gonna go down to the post office in my tiger shirt flowing in the
What's
breeze.
stopping you though is what I'm saying. Maybe 2025 is the year of the tiger.
Is it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I thought you
But
had some
anyway,
information.
you looked great, and I thought, look at him.
Yeah, sure. Listen, when I was modeling, that's the kind of reaction I was hoping to elicit. Was look at him. You're doing good, bud.
You did it. You were carrying your guitar case around, just looking cool.
Well, I was doing one of those things. But no, yeah, I did that, which is just a hilarious thing. But it's a cool little shop. Everybody go out and support Brass Tack Provisions. It's really,
I'll go down there and see. I went to their website. They've got some great looking hats.
they've got the Brandon Birdwell collection up. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. It's all the clothes I was wearing.
Did you curate it or did they curate it for you?
You know the answer to that question.
Okay.
If I curated it, the Brandon Birdwell collection would have been error. There's just nothing. You can't get anywhere. This link is no longer valid. You know why? We got a real Emperor's New Clothes scenario. Brandon says
We got a nudist.
we got the nudist collection. Here he
Are you
comes.
wearing anything under that cardigan,
You
Brandon?
don't know. You don't ask questions that you don't want the answers.
Well, Mom said she went down and she thoroughly enjoyed the shop and seeing you performing on Saturday as well.
Yeah, well, I was there. I was there doing the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun. So did that, hung out in Sulphur and then drove back. I didn't have very much time between the two, so I just kind of shot right over there and played, and then that.
And that was the weekend, which
I
was
did.
lovely, by the way.
It was
Perfect
great.
weather.
Perfect weather. You know what else I did?
What?
I don't know what has gotten into me, but
No?
I told you I'd been making my own homemade pizza dough, right?
Yes. Oh, I've heard about this. I was going to ask later, but continue.
Do you know what I do now? Is I'm making from scratch focaccia.
Whew.
Made a couple of focaccias from scratcha yesterday.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom. Now we're bread, but I did it, and I'm
And this
proud
is
of it.
wild to me because this from a guy who eats carbs twice a year. You
Yeah.
have reached your carb quota for 2025
You know
already.
what? Do you know what I've decided? I've decided my reason is I'm making these focaccias for other people to make them gain weight so that I can just stay at my baseline and everyone will be like, look at Brandon. Look at Brandon. What they don't realize is I'm fattening everyone up with my focaccia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have to get better if y'all get worse.
Right.
That's really 2025. I don't have to get better if you get worse. That's my
More modeling
platform.
shoots are in your future because they won't be able to find anyone else to fit into that tiger shirt.
That's it. And guess what? They're going to have to drop the price on that tiger shirt, and I'm going to get it for next to nothing because no one's going to be able to wear it because of my focaccia. Here's the move.
Okay, so what all is involved with the focaccia? It probably doesn't have to take as long to rise. I've never made it. I don't know.
Spoiler alert, it takes longer to rise. So eat that.
Really?
How about that
Because of all the
focaccia?
air
Chew on that
pockets?
focaccia.
Yeah, because of all the air pockets?
Yeah, so here's the deal.
Okay.
When you're making your pizza dough, my pizza dough, what I do is you're going to add your dry first, start to mix your dry, then you add your wet, and you're going to let your yeast bloom while you're mixing. Then you set it aside to rise. When I do the focaccia, I let the yeast bloom for 5 minutes prior to doing anything, and so it creates a lighter, airier dough. I'm using all-purpose flour, unbleached, rather than bread flour. And so you set it aside, you let it rest. It's a really loose dough. It's like super duper like sticky. It's not like a pizza dough. So you got to set it aside and you got to let it rise for an hour to an hour and a half until it's roughly doubled in size. Then you pull it out, you put it in your 16 by 9-inch baking sheet.
Okay.
And that's when you put some more olive oil on top of it. You let it rise for another 45 minutes. For the last 15 minutes, you preheat your oven to 425. You pull it out, and then once it's doubled in size again or risen, you then do like the finger dimples all throughout it, which is an
Finger
incredibly
dimples.
satisfying
My
process.
nickname in high school. Go on.
That's and that's what Ben loved that process too because he plays a video game called Slime Rancher 2, and he was sitting there doing the finger dimples in the focaccia under his breath going, slime, slime.
I can
So
picture.
anyways,
Man,
then
you're
you
really talking us through every
listen,
every
but
bit of
then
this.
but then you pop it in the oven. You can add your stuff. I made one that was a rosemary and roasted red tomato and roasted garlic. I made
Yeah, I
one that was
love
just
that.
plain.
When
Yeah,
a focaccia has stuff in it.
I put it in there. I put stuff in there and I baked it up. Listen, I gotta say, I'm only a couple of focaccias in, but I'm pretty confident in what I can do. I'm feeling.
I love it when a focaccia has olives in it.
I'll do it. I'll do olives in a focaccia.
Okay. Well, the reason I know about this is because this morning, I'm getting all out of order here, but that's fine. I will try to not be as rigid here, and I will jump around in the agenda. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not sweating. It's fine. But I had breakfast with mom this morning, and we were talking about the Thanksgiving meal, and she said, I think we're gonna make some changes to the meal this year. And I said, have you run these past Brandon? Brandon,
That's true.
who
You need
is
to.
the most resistant person to change ever when it comes to traditions, of course. And she
Hit
said,
it.
I have. I've asked him because her first change was going to be she was going to add a little sausage to the stuffing. And I said, I sign off on that. And I can't imagine that he would not sign off on a savory, meaty addition to the meal. And she said, I think
100%.
he's fine with it.
Yeah. I think my response was sure, with an exclamation point. Sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then she said, we're not going to have rolls because they're boring. Nobody really cares about them. But Brandon is going to do his homemade focaccia. And I said, what? And
Yeah.
then here we
I
are.
like that she said it like it was something that I do, that I just do.
Right.
Brandon's been making focaccia for a while.
For
No,
a week.
this is like a 1 day old hobby that I have. And
Yeah.
here I am. I've been making focaccia for 1 day. And I'm ready for the big stage. Guys, I'm ready for Thanksgiving after 1 day and 2 focaccias. No, no. That means I'm going to have to do some very serious practice. That's like showing up, getting off the bus in the Big Apple and someone coming up to you and saying, "You're hitting the stage. Anesthesia's about to start right now." That's like showing up just to Los Angeles and them saying, "Hey, I like the cut of your jib. You want to be on the Lakers tonight?" And here I am, 1 day in, 2 focaccias, and I'm ready for Thanksgiving. If I ruin it,
Apparently. That shows how much confidence we all have in you.
man, I'll tell you what. If you would have been here today, I've got some leftover, and I could have had you taste test the focaccia. But as we are recording remote, it's not in the cards.
It's all right. I trust you. I
It's not
trust
in
you.
the cards. But I'll tell you. I feel very confident, and I'm gonna make more focaccias
Yep.
for other people, and you
To
could
get
make the
fat
short
on.
list. I gotta practice.
I gotta fatten up my people.
I
So
got
can.
to, so I could. That's it.
Another thing that Mom said we weren't gonna do, and I thought, why haven't we made this decision sooner? She said, no one eats the candied yams. No one
Yeah.
eats them.
No.
No one. Here's what I do with the candied yams, because the way we do it is the way Grandma did it, which is with marshmallows and pecans.
Okay.
Too sweet. Too
Yeah.
sweet.
No. I. It is the kind of thing that I look at, and I don't just pass it over. I go, "Meh." Like I make an audible sound about how gross it looks. I'm not
I
into it.
always get a little bit on my plate, again, for tradition's sake, and just to kind of have a little bite of the sweet to go with
Not
other
me.
things. I do very much enjoy when the tops of the marshmallows get a little bit roasty, a little bit crisp on top.
Not me. Not for
And
me. Eh, d- I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, and this is the ultimate curveball. Me, the non-sweet eater,
yeah,
and she would not assume that I would want it. The minute she takes it off the menu, I'm pitching the biggest fit on Thanksgiving about
what?
it, about her removing the candied yams, and it's gonna
Oh,
be the
okay.
biggest surprise ever to her, and it's gonna ruin her Thanksgiving because she's gonna take it seriously.
Okay, cool. Well, we decided in lieu of that, I am being allowed to bring something this year because normally she won't let me bring things because we combine it with my birthday, which feels, I mean, like I feel very honored that the family wants to celebrate my birthday, but
Well,
also I feel I carry some guilt about that because I'm like, this is a huge meal. Let me contribute something. So,
honestly, this is very. I'm glad you said something
okay,
because for
for
years
years.
I've shown up with
Okay.
my patented
Focaccia.
focaccias that I've been making for years. That first off, you're just now learning about. Where have you been? Rude. Okay, you always show up in your party hat, in your tiara, talking about Thanksgiving. It's Ashley's day. Ooh, what even is it? What even was the pilgrim? Cornucopia of me. And here we show up. I'm dragging in 2 full coolers of focaccias. I've made a separate turkey as a backup. We've never needed to get into it because the turkey's always good, but I've always got one.
It's
Okay?
brined and
Right.
everything.
I show up with all of this,
Yeah.
and all you want to do is happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Thankful for me.
Yeah, that's what she says. Every time we ask her to say the prayer because she's the only pastor in the house, it's it's all very self-serving. It's all about how we should be grateful for her. And,
He's
and,
the only pastor in the house.
well, she's the only pastor handy. And honestly, if we had a second one, we might, if we had a male one, we might have him.
Oh,
Guys, listen, we've got one certified focaccia man and we've got one certified pastor gal. And with honestly,
And
the roles
everything's reversed.
and the roles should be reversed. Back in the kitchen, make me a focaccia. I'm going to tell you guys about the Old Testament and how it's the superior text.
Listen,
Okay?
this is off the rails.
Whatever. That's good Thanksgiving content right there.
Right? But this year I am being allowed to bring a tray of roasted autumn vegetables, which I'm excited about. You know what I'm
Autumnal
going to do?
veggies.
I'm going to take a cue from my mother-in-law, Deb, who makes a phenomenal Thanksgiving meal.
I can't even deal with it.
Oh, so good. She usually does like obviously a Brussels. And if you hear heavy breathing or sighing, it's my dogs. They're in here with me. FYI. She usually does there's Brussels in there. She usually does a phenomenal squash casserole. Hello. There might be a little, those tiny little, I think they're called Mexican squash. And they look like little bonnets kind of. They're little and yellow.
I've never heard of this.
Or patipan.
Oh, pattypan squash. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do like a medley. I'm excited about it. There might be some sweet potatoes in there, but they won't be sugary covered in marshmallows.
I like an autumnal veggie roast.
Me too.
Right?
I'm excited.
Some
I'm going to toss
Brussels.
some pomegranate seeds in. Ooh.
Ooh, like a little butternut squash too, maybe. Like
Yeah.
dude, yeah, I'm super into that. And just watched I'm trying to slow play it, but just watch the autumn episode of the Great British Baking Show.
Same.
And they just did the autumnal like things in their oh gosh, it's so good. So good.
I love this cast. And every year I think I can't love a cast more, but then I do.
I'm a fan, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. We got some sleepers in there that have surprised me a little bit that I did not know we're going to make it as deep as they have into the competition.
Yep.
Pretty
It's a
good.
good season. And once again, we'll say it, guys, if you're needing a comfort show to cure
The Wire, Breaking
It's
Bad,
Wire.
and
It's
Oz.
Breaking Bad.
That's the trio of feel gooderies.
I'd like to also add The Bear.
Yeah. Guys,
list.
if you want to lower your blood pressure and anxiety, watch The Bear.
I can't watch The Bear before bed. I can't do it.
Dude, I like to pop a quick anesthesia and then just log in to watch Carmi cook and just see how long I can not freak out.
Yes.
It's great.
Not very long. Spoiler, not long.
No,
at
it's
all.
not. I'm out, and then I have the most intense fever dreams you can ever imagine. It's the dinner rush. Joel McHale's telling me in my ear what a piece of crap I am. I'm here, locked in the fridge, and Claire Bear's out here getting her feelings hurt. Matty Matheson's over here with his pony nub. Oh. And then I wake up in the orchestra pit.
In the tuba.
In the tuber.
Well, back to this past week.
Yeah.
This past week truly for me has felt like one of the longest weeks. And part of that is because of the election, which was on Tuesday, right? And I think I don't think it is an overstatement to say that we have all collectively, backtrack. Those of us who have been engaged at all with the political process, with the news, have felt kind of held hostage by this election, right? It just felt very consequential, and
Sure.
there was so much hinging on it and so much build up to it and division and what's going to happen and that I just couldn't wait for it to be over, right?
Sure.
One way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like we couldn't exist in that space for much longer.
Yeah, I agree that regardless of what the outcome is, agree with it, disagree with it. I'm not going to get political. I have my opinions, obviously, but
Right.
I think that the chronic stress of the lengthy election cycle could not have been good for anybody's mental health. Just because the uncertainty, the
Vitriol.
bickering, yeah, vitriol, just negativity overarching. And I was talking to a gentleman that I work with just the other day about it, and I've never talked politics with him. I don't talk politics with anybody because I'm an idiot. But
False.
he even said the same thing unprompted. He's like, man, I don't care who, like, I just need it to be over because my brain can't process this anymore. I was like, dude, I get it.
I think all of us were were in that place. And I will also say that obviously, the outcome, Donald Trump is the elected president of the United States. I think there was so much apprehension also about the possibility of contesting the results and how long could that take and how long could we
Yeah.
live in the limbo of that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case. And sorry, my dog is snoring. But I think
Your dog's got opinions. Your
she's
dog.
got,
Meet my dog, Anesthesia. She's
it's Ellie, she's snoring, she's sawing logs. But yeah, so I think there was some, once again, regardless of your feelings of the election, there was some relief that it was decided quickly. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like we didn't have
which
to live in that weird sort of volatile space of
mhm.
could this cause unrest? Like what's going to happen? We didn't have that. And so I just think that there was buildup on Monday to it. Tuesday felt weird, like time was slow. Our dear friend Mary, Mary,
I do
had
know
some
Mary.
people, she's great, had some people over on Tuesday night, which was lovely. She's so great. She's a gatherer and a connector, which is a trait I quite love in a person. But
I don't know. I'm a separator.
uh,
I'm a divider,
sure.
and I like to sow the seeds of unrest.
Yeah.
That's what I have a coffee mug that says that.
Okay.
I like to sow the seeds of unrest, and I just stand and I sip it in people's faces.
Right. In the corner.
No, right in the middle of the room.
How was your voting experience? I shared all about mine last week, my early voting experience. How was yours?
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't make any lifelong friends like you did.
Darn it. It's because you didn't have enough time in line with them.
Which is, as a divider and a sower of the seeds of unrest, I'm very pleased. I'm very
Yes.
pleased. No, I just went from polling station to polling station, trying to divide people and just and create whatever. Just what I'd find out who they were voting for, and then I would start a fight with them, and then and it went great.
Good.
It was fantastic.
Well, you
No,
were
it
just
was
kind of quick
it was fun.
process that day.
Not this, yeah, not the same as you. I'm in and out.
Well, that's what Jeff said about our regular polling place. He was in and out in 20 minutes.
Sure.
Again, though, for me, it was just personal reasons. I needed to get it done early. I just couldn't sit around anymore. I had to act.
Which is funny because that's kind of the opposite. Normally, if you go early, it might be an easier process, and that's part of the appeal. But I think
Yeah.
everybody probably had the same thing about I just gotta get this done. So
Gotta
it's
get
like
this done.
you went down there with all the other eager characters who were just like clawing over each other just to get out of the election cycle.
Get
And
it
then
done.
you got your lazy Larrys hanging back. I'll do it on the night, and then show up and just boom bam bam
Breeze
done.
right on in.
Well,
And again, guys,
sometimes it pays to procrastinate, kids.
sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Not often, but in this case, it sure did. But yeah, look, I know the election was a big one. I know that it was hanging over our heads. It felt very consequential for a lot of people. And I know there are people listening to this right
No,
now.
there aren't.
Okay. Well, okay then. I have nothing to say to them. But who feel all kinds of ways, right? Some people feel excited and relieved. Some people feel incredibly
Yeah.
sad and scared, and some people don't feel anything about the election process. But everyone is welcome here. And I actually taught a message on this yesterday at church, and it's just so heavy on my heart right now. Guys, I want to challenge all of you guys to be conduits of goodness wherever you are planted, because man, do we need it right now. The feeling of division is so strong. And I have shared this before. I am just a sponge for people's emotions. It's just part of my wiring. I think it's part of why I'm in ministry. It's part of why I've been a teacher and served in
No,
different.
you're in the ministry because we needed a pastor in house for the Thanksgiving prayer, and that's it. You
That's it.
one night a year you show up, and occasionally you deliver.
Right. For free.
When you don't spend the majority of your Thanksgiving prayer talking about your own birthday,
Right.
you do fine.
Pay me in Focaccia for my prayer.
That's a title.
But anyway, but guys, even small acts of kindness can be multiplied right now. Mom told me, Crindy told me she's living by that phrase right now. She heard that come to her. Every good deed will be magnified. And I think that's true in this time. So really be kind, guys, be kind, be kind, be kind. There are people who are dearly struggling right now, and we need kindness. We've got to bridge these divides moving forward because holy
See,
cow.
the eloquence of every good deed will be magnified versus what I was thinking, which is times is hard, don't be a butthead. These
Also,
are,
that.
it's the same. It only different, but also the same.
Well, and when I was on Brass Tack's website perusing their goods, I saw a banner that they're selling and it says, all y'all are welcome here, but you got to act right. And
Yeah.
I thought, yes to that.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
It's pretty great. Everybody's welcome, but act right. Be kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's just where my heart is right now. Okay, other things this week. Last elementary school music program for Hope, they performed The Mighty Minds, who are superheroes based on subjects from school. Which Mighty Mind do you think Hope was cast as?
Say it again. They did what?
They're superheroes, and each superhero is based on a school subject.
Oh, what hopes would be?
Yeah.
Sewing, home ec.
Art.
There you go.
She was the art mind.
Nailed it. Golly.
I know.
Hope's is dodgeball. Just just the most aggressive.
Wood shop.
Yeah. Automotive shop. Hope, here comes Hope. Metal shop man. Just she's got two like chainsaw blades on her shoulders, and she just, I'm chainsaw man. She just comes through slicing. Wood shop kid doesn't stand a chance. Hope sawing him down.
Listen, she was so excited about her role, and we had so much fun putting her costume together. She made it. So she painted.
Just like a proper art
I know.
superhero would do.
painted Her outfit was splatters, and it looked like she had really been in the studio. And she designed her hairstyle, and we like sprayed color in her hair. She was very colorful, and she carried around a paintbrush. It was sweet. And we're at that point with her now this year where I'm like, well, last elementary school musical, check.
Check it off the list.
Check it off the list.
So they didn't want to do anesthesia for this
They
year's
didn't,
performance.
and I suggested that, and they said we don't have any 45-year-old fifth graders who can truly capture.
Just throw some flour in one of their hairs. Do the wrinkles. I see what you do on the 100th day of school. Don't act like you can't be colonoscopy age. Listen,
Colonoscopy, Mighty Mind.
dude, I am colonoscopy mighty mind, and I'm here to tell you not to neglect your screenings.
Don't neglect your screenings, kids.
And then just passes out mid statement. Anesthesia coming on. Count backwards from 100.
That's your superpower.
I met Hope's sewing teacher the other day.
Oh, Miss Jane.
I don't know. I wasn't trying to drop her name on the internet, but yes.
Jane, she's wonderful.
She had only the kindest things to say about Hope and her sewing skills.
Oh, they're two peas in a pod, I'm telling you. I'm so
Listen,
grateful.
she was very sweet. And I just think that I met your daughter's sewing teacher the other day is a very old-fashioned sentence that I'm very pleased to get to say, because in 2024, I don't know how many sewing classes are being taken. It's gonna be a lost art one of these days.
There should be more. I know.
I agree.
know. I'm so happy.
I agree. I'd be tearing my pants all the time.
Okay.
I need Hope to sew up some jeans.
Jorts.
Some jorts. Dude, there is a pair of jorts that I tried to sew that
I
I'm
know.
pretty sure there's still a needle in there somewhere because every time I sit down, it's like colonoscopy, mighty mine. Anyway, guys, this podcast brought to you by, I don't know, I was going to try to come up with a sponsor. We
Yeah,
don't have one.
we don't have one. We had dinner on Friday night with some friends. We got invited to their house, which it occurred to me, I have not been to dinner in a friend's home in quite some time.
Could
And
that
I
be,
forgot how
could that be
lovely it
because
is.
you don't have any friends?
Okay.
Could that be?
But I just think we're in this season of life where there are no free not dinners. Like
That's what they
it,
say.
it makes okay in
That's
this
what they say.
economy, it makes me crazy because I love to have people over to our home for dinner. It has been, I don't even know how long, months and months and months and months. That is crazy to me. We're just in this season. And so it was a good reminder. Have people over for dinner, even if the house isn't clean, even if that house project that you have started isn't finished. Have people over. Once again, we need connection in this time.
No,
And it was
thank
such
you.
a lovely dinner. It was Austin and Ashley's house. You know them, dear friend,
I,
dear
I
friends.
do.
Hi, guys. Austin listens on his way to work. Hi, Austin. And he did say to me, which was weird, he and I haven't chatted in a while in person. And I was telling him a story, and he was like, I just have to tell you, it's weird to be talking to your face and hearing your voice come out of your face because I hear it like coming out of the speaker. It's just weird. And I was like, well,
Sure.
that's funny. He's one of our six
He's
listeners.
one of the six. He's our six pack of listeners. Here we are. Welcome.
That's And anyway, but do you remember in our first season, we're going to call it first season of the show,
We're still in. It's still. Every time I plug it in, it's still season one.
when we ask our listeners to name their cats? Do you remember that?
No,
They
I
got
don't
two
remember.
cats. And we pulled the listeners to name the cats, and we did. We named them, I believe it was Kevin and Blanche. The
Yeah.
cats, the cats are named Max and Ruby.
No, they aren't.
So they didn't go with what we suggested, and that's fine. That's
No longer
fine.
one of the six. Okay. You know. Listen,
You're out.
I reserve the right to refuse service. I don't need to podcast to you
You're
now.
blocked.
I'm blocking you from the pod, and you can come to me and Kevin and Blanche, and we'll be back. Okay.
That's right.
But until then, blackballed, out, done,
Blocked.
blocked.
But that was so fun. Austin cooked us burrito bowls he had
Yeah.
all the components. He's a wonderful cook. So it was so fun, so good to catch up. But so that was Friday night. Yesterday, again, was a work day for me. Preached a message that was very dear to my heart. It was post-election, went along with the series that we're doing right now about the church's relationship to power. And, but I started with this message that had just been like brewing. Once again, I'm just a sponge for all of this stuff, and it's just been in there. And yesterday I was able to put it out there, and that felt really good. And it felt like a good contribution that I could make in this time to my faith community. And so I did that yesterday, and that was great. That needed to happen for me personally. And then after church, Harrison came up to me, my sophomore in high school, and he goes, "Hey, Mom, do you think we could go clothes shopping after church today?" And I have never been so shocked that anyone has said anything to me ever in my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. That has
Mom
never.
messaged. Mom actually messaged me about that last night and said that
Yes.
reminded me so much of when we used to go clothes shopping. Do you remember? And I said, "Do I want to do it now? Like now, at my current
Got my
age,
eyes on a tiger shirt.
dude? Meet you at the Kohl's." Dude, I got some Kohl's cash burning a hole through Mom's pocket.
That could be the title too. It was the sweetest day. And can I tell you how much it thrills me to see the 90s fashion that is out here?
Yeah.
My boy yesterday tried on chinos. He tried on flannels, a phenomenal denim button down to wear open with a t-shirt under it,
Sure.
cargo pants.
A Green Day Dookie ringer tee.
Yes. Chucks.
Yeah.
I'm so here for it. It
It's a
thrills me.
vibe. It's a vibe. And
And
he's going to get it all just in time for everyone to show up next year with their backwards red Fred Durst hat from the 2000s.
early 2000s fashion. I don't know, guys. I
He's
don't know
going to
if
get
we're
himself some low-rise jeans. He's going to get himself some low-rise jeans and a ribbed turtleneck like Ricky Martin. He's going to be living La Vida Loca before you know it. But for
junior
now,
year, baby.
yeah, that's it. It's just going to be just a trip down memory lane. I don't even know what you would dress like in the 2010s. Ashton Kutcher?
I don't know either. We'd have to go back and do a study. Not enough time has passed for us to properly analyze the fashion of the 2010s.
It's true.
I was a new mom in those times, so my fashion would include
Maternity
sweats,
cloths. I was wearing
split
I
up.
was just carting around one of those full body pillows. That's what I was. I just had one under my arm all the time.
You
And
were rocking polos from restaurant polos and
yeah, it was.
khakis,
Yeah, it was. I
non-slip New Balances,
talk about chinos. I was
name tag.
Chino City. Yeah, magnetic name tag, hat, polo, chino, non-slips, and a frown.
Bags under the eyes.
Yeah, and a frown and bags under the eyes. That was what I was. If you're never fully dressed without a smile, I was nude.
Through the whole 2010s.
I'm telling you, and that's a very serious health code violation. Only so much a sneeze guard can do, my babies. Only so much a sneeze guard can do.
Oh,
Some of us aren't cut out for the restaurant biz, guys. Listen, I was more of a model type. I'm finding my way back to my roots, making focaccia and modeling clothes. Here he comes, guys. The runways of Milan to the kitchens of Sicily. Brandon strutting his stuff, shaking his butt.
okay. What time is it?
He's
Are we
doughy.
doing-
He's doughy all over. What was the question?
How are we doing on time?
42.
Okay. So today is Veterans Day, and we
is.
want to acknowledge that, and we want to give a shout out and a big thank you to our troops and our veterans.
Absolutely.
Yes. And this morning, I got to go to Hope's Veterans Day Assembly, last
Okay.
elementary school Veterans Day Assembly. She had a role. They did this really sweet piece about, it was a presentation remembering fallen soldiers. So it was really, it was kind of somber, but it was very, very sweet.
I feel like there's value in that for that age group, but that's also like I had some heavy content for elementary kids.
Listen, and there were several times during the ceremony where we were singing songs. You know, we sang the Star Spangled Banner. We sang the second verse of the Star Spangled Banner, which is unfamiliar to me.
Same.
And some other songs, we sang songs for each branch of the military. And
Okay.
there were multiple veterans there, and whenever we sang their branch, they would stand and sing and be
Sure.
honored. It was very sweet. But some of the words in those songs, I got the class of kindergartners in front of me, and I think, oh,
Sure.
they don't know what that means, but here we are. But it just, I teared up multiple times because I
What?
thought, I know, right? Because I just thought,
This is the future of our nation.
well, that, and it was a multi-generational experience, which was
Sure.
very awesome, and you don't have those very often in our culture currently. But you just have this sense that America she's going through some things currently,
Okay.
right? America is a divided place currently, right? All you got to do is look at the poll numbers from the last election and see that we have a lot of ideological differences. But the fact is, America is a beautiful place made up of different people from different backgrounds culturally and economically, and there's a lot of beauty here and so much goodness, right? We have a lot of there's a lot of beautiful things about this country, and I'm really grateful for that experience this morning to remind me of that this week, you know?
Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. I think that's
Starting this week feeling very differently than I started last week.
differently is an adverb.
Different.
Thank you.
I'm glad that's what you took from that
I,
whole
if
thing.
you go on a whole monologue about America and how beautiful it is, I'm here. I'm with
I'm
you.
gonna pick apart your grammar.
I'm with you, but just don't end it. I just mispronounced a word while I was trying to give you grief about your. I can't honestly. I cannot move forward with this insult because I've ruined it.
I'm
I've
done.
really ruined it.
Okay, my next question for you is cooked anything good lately? I know you said focaccia, but you said you cooked on this boys trip. Anything good that we need to know about from that?
I took some pizza dough and we made pizzas, and then we made like cooked steaks and stuff one night. So other than that, no, it's been focaccia city over here. I'm in a bread cycle, and that's been it. That's been eating up all my mental energy in the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yesterday, I did something that I used to do a lot, haven't done in a while, but that is make pepper beef, which
make peppercorns, windy
peppercorns,
peppercorns.
windy peppercorns. Guys, if you haven't done this, it's just the easiest thing. Crock pot, which is my favorite way to cook in the cooler months. You get a chuck roast, and if you can sear it in some, butter, that's fabulous initially.
Yeah,
And then you put it in the crock pot and you just dump a jar of pepperoncinis on it.
it's
You can
great.
do either sliced rings or the whole peppers, dump it in there, put it in on low, let it cook all day, overnight, what have you. And we like to do it. It's great with like either a mashed potato, like a starch.
Hmm.
You could serve it up. The way we did it this time was on little rolls with, we made little sandwiches out of it. It is such a crowd pleaser. So very easy, guys. It's like a simpler version of a Mississippi mud roast, if you're familiar with that. But that one involves like cream cheese and all
I don't
kinds of
like the
stuff.
title of it. I don't like the title of that.
Okay, all right.
Mississippi mud roast.
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, this is not that. We just call it pepper beef. And oh, it's so good. We did that yesterday.
That was my nickname in high school.
Pepper beef.
Pepper
And it
beef.
smells delicious. Something about that, the juice from the peppers just really breaks down the meat and like tenderizes it.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Gosh, it's good. It's so
No
good.
argument.
No. Okay. I read today that then we have a shorter Christmas preparation season this year than we've had in a while. That the number of days between Thanksgiving and Christmas is shorter this year. It's only 27 days.
Okay.
And that's even less when you factor in shipping cutoffs. So people are predicting that this will be an even more frenzied holiday season.
Hmm.
And so they're urging people to plan in advance
Sure.
to do their shopping, their
Get it
gift
going.
giving, what have you.
Get
I
it
know.
going.
And mom has already been on us to submit Christmas lists.
Yeah.
And so we've been trying to work on that. And it's just
I
so funny to me.
I said I was going to yesterday, and I did something else. I got busy and did something else, and I started making focaccia. But I need to get a list together for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so funny to me how our kids are all four of the kids in the family are all past like toy phase.
Yeah.
And it just looks so different than when they were tiny, you know? And so those of you with littles, like cherish the toy Christmases and the sweet, like the wonder and all of it. Because before you know it, your kids are going to be asking for, I
Before
was
you
looking
know
at,
it, Before you know it, you're not going to have to put a 1,000-piece thing together. Before you know it, you're not going to have to stay up trying to be quiet and assemble a bicycle. You're not gonna develop carpal tunnel trying to piece together the most incredibly complex thing ever. You're just going to give them something that's one piece.
Or a card.
Cherish it. Yeah, give them a card that says, "You're welcome."
Gift card.
You're welcome for...
I mean, pretty soon, guys, your littles are going to be asking for a cologne stand. They're going to be asking
for a machete.
Card sleeve. No. Card sleeves for their
Really?
football
No,
cards.
no machete? Sorry, Hope,
No.
I got to take that back.
No machete.
No machete for Hope, please.
Not this year. But it's just funny to see their lists coming in and what's on there and just to think, oh, how different. How very different. How is your algorithm?
I'm going to say 3 words, and it's the name of an account. I'm not going to explain what happens on this account. I'm not going to give any insight into this account. If you go to this account, it's on you. But something that's been popping up due to a friend sending it to me is called Mr. Poop Dad. And that's all I'm going to say. So
I don't like it.
then you don't have to go there. I would recommend that you don't.
Okay.
That's my algorithm.
All right. Mine, so much political.
So same, Mr. Poop Dad, same.
I've been trying really hard to stay off social media this past week, and I did really well until probably Friday. And then I will tell you something.
Do it. Tell me.
I stumbled into some threads
Well,
that were not beneficial for your girl. Like
sure.
mentally. Like the amount of conspiracy theories.
I do love a conspiracy theory.
Do what?
I do love a conspiracy theory.
Well, head to threads because listen.
No, I'm sorry. I'm busy on Mr. Poop Dad.
What?
I said, sorry, I'm busy with Mr. Poop Dad.
Okay. But I think what's happened too, I've heard this week, is that people who are unhappy with a one Mr. Musk have hopped over from X to threads. I think there's been a pretty big migration to threads. And so
it's not gone great.
Guys.
Man, I'll tell you what. Love him or hate him, Elon is out here. This dude is out
making
here.
Moves.
Elon is in these streets.
He's in these streets. Okay, what you been watching, reading, or listening to?
It's November, and November is Harry Potter time. And so Harry Potter, we're just finished the second one yesterday. Lindsay tried to make me watch 2 different Amazon originals, neither of which we made it through. Do not watch The Cook-Off. Okay? Don't watch it. It is the most blatant ripoff of all of the Christopher Guest movies I've ever seen, poorly executed. And the cast, it's got a lot of people in it, but it's not good. Started it, and it's not worth your time. Don't waste your time.
That sounds like something I could be lured into, so thank you.
Don't waste your time. Yeah. Trust me. On the trip with my buddies, Cody and Ted, we were in unfamiliar surroundings in the middle of the woods, and Cody got a wild hair because he wanted to watch a scary movie.
Cool.
Spoiler alert, not a one of us slept well that night. As we sat there, I rolled over and looked to my side, and there was just an unexplained miniature door right by where my head was sleeping. And I just thought, death's behind it. It's coming out for me in the middle of the night. Do you know the movie that we watched? Smile.
The Strangers?
No, we kicked strangers around, but as grown men decided that was too scary. Because it's too applicable to our current situation, guys. Not gonna do it. We watched Smile. I gotta tell you, some haunting imagery in Smile.
Ew, you close your eyes and it's there.
Dude, have you seen it?
Eyes. Nah, heck no.
You need to watch it because it's gonna ruin your day. And
well, that's what I need. No.
Dude, sit down with a nice focaccia and a smile.
No amount of focaccia could make me do it.
I don't know. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good focaccia.
It'll have olives in it. Anyway.
We started a show on Prime called Slow Horses. Gary Oldman stars in this. It's a British spy thriller. I'm very intrigued. We're
Are
just
there
a
horses?
little... And they're very slow. We're talking anesthesia horses.
That's dude. I'm in. Where do I sign?
It's great. My current comfort show is Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I
Oh,
returned to
rewatching that. Okay, fun,
good.
fun.
Yeah. I think I've been listening to a lot of music from times that I love. That never fails to lift my spirits and just remind me of the life I have lived and the person I have been. And
A lot of Limp Bizkit.
lot of Limp Bizkit, you know?
I love the idea of pulling up next to you at a stoplight and you're just in there just Durstin Horde in the pickup line.
Durst.
I love the idea of pickup line pastor sings the hits. She comes through with her Durst backward. You pop on the backwards red hat. It's my driving cap. And then I go and then I'm off to Durstin again.
That's it. That's me. Whatever it takes to remind me of the life I have lived. What is your warm heart, Brandon?
Just a nice reset trip with buds. That's mine.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it was great.
Mine was that that message I was finally able to give yesterday. It just felt like, again, something I could do, a contribution I could make, and I was really itching to do that. So that was important to me. And
Hope
guys,
you didn't burn your good prayers. Thanksgiving's coming up.
guys, if you haven't left us a rating or a review, we would really appreciate that, especially both, because it helps people find us. And in this time, what do we need? We need to laugh.
At.
You know,
Yep.
us.
Okay, bye guys.